Good morning or good day. I am John Rex Miranda and I am here to discuss logistics and supply chain management. So, we are here to learn about understanding and escalating importance of logistics and supply chain management as a crucial tools for competitiveness, to learn about materials management and physical distribution, to learn why international logistics is more complex than domestic logistics, to see how the transportation infrastructure in host countries often dictates the options open to the manager, and also to learn why international inventory management is crucial for success. So, what is international logistics? International logistics is the design and management of systems that controls the forward and reverse flow of materials, services, and the information into, through, and out of the international corporation. So, through the implementation of international logistics, the firm can implement cost-saving programs such as just-in-time or JIT, electronic data interchange or EDI, and early supplier involvement or ESI. The two phases of movement of materials include materials management or timely movement of materials, parts, and supplies, physical distribution or the movement of the firm's physical product to its customer. So there are three concepts of business logistics. There is total cost concept, system concept, and trade-off concept. So the first one is the total cost concept. So according to this concept, uh, various logistic costs must be considered collectively and counterbalanced to attain optimum cost level while choosing various alternative courses of action with respect to the product distribution. So, for example, while taking choice for transportation type, a firm has to consider all other costs. Add, I mean costs, all other costs, like inventory holding, warehousing costs, associated with a given transportation type and not just transportation costs. So the next one is the system concept. Uh, this system concept defines as the system as election of interrelated components. Thus, it is necessary to recognize that system concept of repair projects and properly identify the system repair projects and its association with the environment to assure the durability of the repaired structure. So the last one is the trade-off concept. So trade-off concept, according to this concept, various costs related to logistics management system cannot be treated separately and the trade-off to be created to achieve the objective of overall cost minimization. So for example, a firm may increase the number of warehouses involves investment or opportunity costs. This may help in reducing the transportation costs, but at the same time, it may elevate the inventory and order processing costs. So, moving on to supply chain management. Supply chain management is the integration of business process from the end user through original suppliers that provide products, services, and information that add value for customers. So supply chain management connects a company's supply side with its demand side. It opens up supplier relationships for companies outside of the buyer's domestic market. So here is the international supply chain. So there are the three suppliers, corporation, customers, and you can see the flow. So transportation infrastructure. So a firm's logistic platform is determined by allocations, ease, and convenience of market. Reach under favorable cost circumstances, the public sector's investment prioritize safely regulations, tax incentives, and transport policies can have major effects on the logistic decision of firms. So the logistic manager must learn about existing and planned infrastructures abroad and at home and factor them into firm's strategy. So there are also vessels used in ocean shipping. So there is bulk service, liner service, and tram service. Also, there is also the air freight. Air freight is available to and from most countries, including the developing countries. International air freight is expected to grow to 190 billion tons in 2005 compared to only 70 billion tons in 1995. 40% of the world's manufactured travel by air. So items that are high value or high in density tend to travel by air. So there are considerations for selecting a mode of transport. So there is the transit time, the predictability, the cost, and the non-economic factors. So transit time talks about the time that the item or the delivery will take time, the cost, also there is the predictability. Yes, that's so, export documentation. So, a bill of loading is a contract between the exporter and the carrier indicating that the carrier has accepted responsibility for the goods and will provide transportation in return for payment. So, a commercial invoice is a bill for the goods stating basic information about the transaction, including a description of merchandise, total cost of goods sold, addresses of the shipper and seller, and delivery and payment terms. A freight forwarder specializes in handling export documentation. So moving on to our international inventory issues. So inventories tie up a major portion of corporate funds. Thereof, Therefore, proper inventory policies should be a major concern to the international logistician. Just-in-time inventory policies minimizes minimize the volume of inventory by making it available only when needed. So the purpose of establishing inventory systems are to maintain product movement in the delivery pipeline, to have accusation, to absorb demand fluctuations. So there are three factors to decide the level of inventory. So there are the desired customer levels, service levels, order cycle time, use of inventories as a strategic tool. So the desired customer service level, so having reached it, so desired customer service level often means taking additional steps to ensure a high customer service experience. So having reached it, companies build a loyal client base that companies' competitors can compromise. For that to happen, they need to retain customer they have already acquired. So the order cycle time, so just like the just like the one I talked about a while ago, and the use of inventories as strategic tool. So oversight of an inventory strategy strategy helps ensure you have enough stock to meet demand while also optimizing production, goods in transit, storage, and cost. So it also helps your business to stay organized with inventory accounting so you are prepared for tax season. So moving on to international packaging issues. So packaging is instrumental in getting the merchandise to the destination in a safe, presentable condition. Because of the added stress of international shipping, packaging that is adequate for domestic shipping may be inadequate for international shipping. Packaging considerations that should be taken into account are environmental conditions and weight. One solution to the packaging problem has been the development of intermodal containers. So, cost attention must be paid to international packaging. So, next is the storage facilities. A stationary period is involved when merchandise becomes inventory stored in warehouse. The location decision addresses how many distribution centers to have and where to locate them. Storage facilities abroad can differ in availability and quality. The logistician should analyze international product sales, then rank order products according to warehousing needs. So, next is special trade zones. So, foreign trade zones are areas where foreign goods may be held or processed and then exported without incurring duties. Trade zones can be useful as transshipment points to reduce logistics costs and redesign marketing approaches. Governments and firms benefit from foreign trade zones. So, export processing zones and economic zones. So in export processing zones, special rules apply that are different in other regions of the country. These zones usually provide tax-free and duty-free treatment for production facilities whose output is destined abroad. The Mac the maquiladoras of Mexico are one example of program that permits firms to take advantage of sharp differentials in labor costs. Through the creation of special economic zones, the Chinese government has attracted many foreign investors, bringing in millions of dollars. So the next one is decentralized logistic management. So in international logistics, the existence of headquarters staff that retains decision-making power over logistics is important. To avoid internal problems, both headquarters staff and local management should report to one person. This individual can contribute an objective view when inevitable conflicts arise in international logistic coordination. So, next one is decentralized logistic management. When a firm serves many diverse international markets, total centralization might leave the firm unresponsive to the local adaptation needs. If each subsidiary is made a profit center in itself, each one carries the full responsibility for its performance. Once products are within the specific market, increased input from local logistic operations should be expected and encouraged. So outsourcing logistic services. The systematic outsourcing of logistic capabilities is a third option. By collaborating with transportation firms, private warehouses, or other specialist corporate resources can become concentrated on the firm's core product. One-stop logistics allows shippers to buy other transportation modes and functional service from a single carrier. So the supply chain and internet. So because of the internet, firms are able to conduct many more global comparisons among suppliers and select from a wider variety of choices. When customers have the ability to access the company through the internet, a company must be prepared for 24-hour order taking and customer service. For all countries, but particularly in developing nations, the issue of universal access to the internet is crucial. So, moving on to logistics and security. After the terrorist attack of 2001, companies have to deal with the fact that the pace of international transaction has slowed down and that formerly routine steps will now take long. Logistics system and modern transportation system are often the targets of attacks. So, the need of institute new safeguards for international shipments will affect the ability of firms to efficiently plan their international shipments. So, lastly, the logistics and the environment. Since environmental laws and regulations differ across the globe, the firm's efforts need to be responsive to a wide variety of requirements. Reverse distribution of systems are instrumental in ensuring that the firm not only delivers the product to the market but also can retrieve it from the market for subsequent use, require recycling or disposal. So companies need to learn how to simultaneously achieve environmental and economic goals. And that's all. Thank you.